Hi everyone, my name is Britton Klein, the Ad Sales Manager, and welcome to this week's edition of Marketing Minutes by Scuba Diving Industry Magazine.
And I'm William Klein, publisher, and thanks for watching this great series. If you're a dive company out there and you would like us to interview for this show, reach out to Britton or I. We'd love to have you on the show. So who do we have today?
Today, our guest is Natalie Shuman, owner of Sun Divers in Roatan. Natalie, welcome to the show.
Thanks, guys. So excited to be here and sitting down talking with you guys again.
Super honored to have you.
It's great to have you back. You actually won one of our Level Up podcasts a month or so ago, talking about your eco resort. And
very cool
I've actually dove in Roatan. It's fantastic diving.
kidding.
Oh my gosh, it's great. So I can't wait to dig into our show today.
That's right. It's going to be a really awesome episode. But Natalie, just to kind of jump right into things, Sun Divers emphasizes small group concierge-styled guided dives, capping fun dives at 6 divers per guide and pre-assembling even guests for gear. Gear for the guests. How have these white glove services impacted customer satisfaction and maybe influenced repeat bookings?
That's a good question.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's a great question. You know, the white glove service and the small group diving is really about having a customer first mentality. And maybe it's not something you see immediate ROI on, but it's really about playing the long game.
For sure.
Could we cram more people into our dive boats? Absolutely, and we might make more money immediately. Could we make customers schlep their own gear and rinse it after dives? A lot of dive operators do.
Yeah,
totally.
But here's why we don't. This is what we have found. When you have a white glove approach, you're really removing the friction from the dive experience for the customer. We want our guests to just show up, relax, enjoy, be on island time from the minute they wake up and walk over to the dive shop. They shouldn't have to do any heavy lifting. They should have no stress. They're on vacation,
that's
right?
my kind of diving, right?
That's right.
Yep, and it's funny, we will have people who the first day they're like, nope, I'm setting up my own gear. And we're like, all right,
sure.
So, help yourself. And that lasts all about one day.
That's right.
Right. That's great. That's great. So,
and small groups, that's something I have to point out. It's an area where a lot of dive operators, they want to add more people. They don't want to say no to other people, but smaller groups means better dives. It means people aren't fighting fins to see cool things. For dive guides, it means they can give a lot of personal attention underwater where needed, especially if it's with new divers.
Right.
So it's reducing their stress, it's boosting their morale, and we know that a happier team is going to be a better customer experience.
So what is your ideal group size then? If you could talk to a dive shop right now and say, look, we can handle this many, but this is what really we think is a sweet spot for us.
We find the sweet spot to be no more than 6 divers per guide. And our groups are usually 4 to 6. Sometimes we will have 2 groups on a boat, but they're going to be in that kind of smaller format, that 4 to 1 ratio with the dive master. And they're going to be diving a site at a different profile or just a different route.
Well,
amazing.
Makes perfect sense. So, Natalie, as Rotan's first ever PADI Eco Center, Sun Divers actually participates in reef restoration, debris cleanup, eco-conscious training. I know you do a lot of stuff with nonprofits as well. How important is it for dive retailers to integrate conservation programs into their offerings? And what ROI have you seen by going this route?
Well, I think first of all, if you're in it for the ROI alone, you're in it for the wrong reason, because this is really about the long-term success of your dive business. If you want your dive business to be sustainable, you have to care about the health of the ocean right now. Our livelihoods, those of the people who work for us, they're all directly tied to the health of the reef. And so if we still want to be diving 10, 20, 30 years from now, if we want to have a viable business that we can sell or pass down to the next generation, we really need to be taking action, auditing our own footprint, building sustainability plans, educating our guests along the way, and being good stewards of the very thing that is the most important resource in our business.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well,
Wow.
that's really well said about the ROI. Really, really well said.
Yeah.
That's gonna make a great reel clip right there.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. But so your journey from corporate marketing to leading coral conservation programs, while at the same time empowering local women through ROA Girls Dive, it creates this really, really strong brand story. So, how do you think that dive retailers can maybe leverage their own origin stories or social impact initiatives, if you will, as sort of like a marketing tool?
That's a good question.
Well, I think the best brand stories are the ones that are true, right? You
Totally.
shouldn't try to greenwash your brand. You shouldn't try to be something you're not. So my first rule as a marketer, and I've been fortunate to bring 20 years experience of marketing to my dive business,
It's
is
amazing.
really to start with your why. So you can Google Simon Sinek's Golden Circle, and that's a really great model and exercise to get yourself there. It's a circle like a bullet target, and you start on the outside with what you do. So in our case, we offer dive experiences, right? But then you define how you do it. For us, it's through high quality, personalized service that is paired with environmental care. But at the very heart of it is why. And for us, that why is about creating unforgettable memories and also creating this wave of change for our coastal community and our marine ecosystems. So that really ensures that our story is coming from a real place and can ensure that your story is coming from a real place too, whether you're trying to talk about being an eco center like us, or it's something entirely different like being the, baddest tech divers in your community, or the
Totally.
dive center with the craziest, funniest crew in the karaoke bar, whatever that might be. That's a really great exercise to kind of get yourself there and then figure out how you develop that brand position and begin to talk about it to create a community where you're bringing in like-minded divers who share your values.
Wow, for sure. That's a great piece of advice, and
Well,
I mean, an
I
even better.
absolutely. I'm going to say right now, I would love you to write an article for us
Absolutely.
for one of our upcoming issues about specifically that social branding,
That's
social
right.
marketing, you might want to call it, social, what would you call it, responsibility. Was
Yeah.
really great what you just said. And I think that's something that all dive businesses, whether you're a resort or a liveaboard
Yeah. If
or
you can
retailer,
adopt that,
you need to
it
adopt
could be
that
something really
mentality.
special
It's
for you.
really brilliant. Thank you for that
Absolutely.
part. So let's talk a little more about brass tacks here of we have obviously a lot of dive shops that are listening to this and watch our show. And you partner with Beach House Boutique Hotel. Talk to us a little bit about your packages. What are the advantages? How far away is the resort? How does that all work? And if you're a dive retailer out there that's considering booking a group to Roatan, that's a super important part, as we all
Right.
know, of that formula.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I would say that when you're creating any type of partnership, it's really about shared values and shared standards, because you want that experience, whether the customer is interacting with us or with our hotel partner, to feel really seamless.
For sure.
And we love working with the beach house because we just feel like they get it. They get us. It's really nice. They're right next door. They're literally steps away. And we serve the same kind of guest, someone who wants a high quality, but also very laid back, personalized experience.
Wow.
So the goal is that, we try to create something together where we've got more value than if we could do it alone. And for dive customers, they get a combined 10% off of their fun dives as well as their hotel stay. So it's also a great
Wow.
value for the customer. And with, between Beach House to our left and Sundowners, the beach bar to the right of us, we've pretty much got that dive, eat, sleep, repeat lifestyle on lockdown here.
Wow.
That's
Well,
awesome.
we're watching the video in the picture here, and it's just your
It's
reefs are
phenomenal.
so vibrant and so
Absolutely.
beautiful. And that's what I remember last time I was there.
Hmm.
It was just amazing. So, Natalie, thank you so much for coming on our show. I'm going to challenge you again to think about writing an article for us. We'll follow up after this. Now it's all on broadcast. Now you kind of get committed.
The challenge has been
Yeah, you're
issued.
holding me to it.
Drop the gauntlet.
I'm in.
Great. So thanks for being on our show. We have 124 days to the DEMA
Golly.
show. go.
man. We're getting
That's
closer
four
as we
issues to go. We got July, August, September, October. That's their big DEMA issue.
That's
It's
right.
actually distributed at the show in a kiosk, and then of course we have November, December post shows episode or issues. So
That's right.
I assume you're going to have a booth at DEMA.
This year we will be walking the floor, but
Okay.
we hope to see you guys there.
Well, you have
We'll
to
be
pop by
there.
our booth. We're going to have a temporary studio set up. Britton's
That's
going to be
right.
doing the interviews. We're going to be doing a live from the DEMA show floor every day. And we're going to invite, and we're invited already. Pop by. We'll get you. You can talk to us about what you've seen, what you're finding on the show
And
floor.
what you got going on?
Yeah, what you got going on. We'd love to talk to you.
Awesome. We'll see you there.
Any last comments?
I just want to say that I think what you guys are doing as far as marketing minutes is really important. I feel like every dive center has a story to tell, and they shouldn't be scared to tell it. You know, some people might feel like it's braggadocious, or they might say they don't want to pat themselves on the back. But honestly, I feel like, you know, what we're doing is inspiring customers to get involved in conservation. We're helping them find their people. You know, your vibe attracts your tribe. So put it out there, and that's the way to get the customers that you want, who, you know, the ROI is really about loyalty, and that's what communicating about it can help you get.
Well, that's
That's
some
right.
golden advice,
You
right,
heard it
Britton?
here first.
You
The
did.
vibe attracts the tribe. I
There
love
you
that.
go. I like that. That's good. That's great.
She said it
That
first,
was
man.
really great. That's great. Well, thank you again, Natalie, for being with us. And until next time,
It was a pleasure and an honor.
and we'll see you on the next Marketing Minutes.
That's right.